Greetings. This is Victor Sor from Last War. I had a few ideas I wanted to run by you. Perhaps we want to combine the top alliances to form a super alliance of heavy hitters. Let me just draw out an example of what I'm thinking. Say that we have some base here, right? And the base cannot attack unless there is no shield on it. So a lot of people have the strategy of being around it, right? And they will all garrison that base. So, worst case scenario, we want to take out this base. But let's say it's a higher level. Well, one way we can do that, we can have a similar strategy where one of ours is over here. I'll make ours squares to distinguish the two. Maybe one of ours over there. And then we can similarly have bubbled. All those are bubbled, so all these are also bubbled. There's little circles around them. Garrison like that, right? And then worst case scenario, they're heavy hitters, but if we get good enough, we could have them time their attacks so that they hit it almost simultaneously. So we minimize losses, and we might be able to beat all the garrisons on that particular base. It might be a bit of a stretch, but I think that would be our best bet. The reason I'm bringing this up is if we have an alliance of just heavy hitters, like designated heavy hitters, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 heavy hitters, and then people who can garrison that base, well, that would be really good if we could get them all in a Discord, a super alliance, so to speak, right? Because then we could have, like, think if we had 5 heavy hitters, and we definitely have enough of those in our server. Well, in server versus server, that would be 5 consecutive hits, right? This is just one idea of one type of alliance that we could form in preparation for server versus server battles. Now, there are some other ideas I had too, but I don't know how viable they are, right? Like if, say, we're trying to take the capital, right? Let's say this is the map, and this is capital, whatever, things around it. You know that if they're organized, they're going to, circles are bubbled bases, they're going to be all bubbled over here, and they're going to be really smart and strategic about it. Now, often this is, if we noticed, this was really difficult to break when we fought against 984. But I have noticed too that sometimes there were small little bases that were not bubbled up. And just me and a couple of others, we were able to just kind of teleport. Let's zoom in here, right? Let's zoom in. Okay, so again, circle once is just a regular base, square is ours, circle twice means that it's bubbled, right? We were able to find little pockets. We were trying to attack 984, not that we won that, but just an idea that could have helped if it was coordinated enough. We were able to find little pockets, like this guy was bubbled, that guy was bubbled, but none of these guys were bubbled. And so what we did was we teleported in here, boom, boom, boom. These guys would bubble up, and they would support our heavy hitter here, and just boom, kill, 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 kill. And I was on the ready. I was one of the ones who was bubbled, and I would just tell them, oh no, they teleport in, a heavy hitter's about to attack, teleport out, boom, gone, safe. And with enough alliance, for enough teleporters, advanced teleporters, you could always just teleport back. You have the initiative. They don't know when you're going to teleport. We can do it fast and just knock out little ones who aren't prepared. That's another thing. So maybe we could have like an alliance of 1, heavy hitters, and then we could think about like how many we want minimum for the heavy hitters, who's active, who can do it, and 2, guerrilla tactics. Right, heavy hitters, guerrilla tactics. And the guerrilla tactics, they don't necessarily have to be as large, but they can be decently large. And maybe we could have like 3 or 4 heavy hitters, or decently large heavy hitters for that one. They could be distractions even. We can think about strategies for server versus server. At any rate, the reason I'm bringing up these ideas is that maybe they could be used if we want to think about forming some new alliances, specifically for server versus server. And in the process, something else we should do if we're going to do this is make sure nobody feels like they're giving up their seat. Nobody is abandoning their party. We all don't know each other that well, but I think we're learning to trust each other better, which is why I want to throw this idea out there. So let me know what you think. Again, Victor Sword from Last War, server 983. These are just some ideas I wanted to present to the council so we could consider maybe a good strategy for planning for the next server versus server.